Really, boys, first thing in the morning, there's no need. Come on, Tux. I know. Here's yours, buddy. Oh, that's a big stretch. Come on, bud. Tuxie, come on, bud. Come on. Good boy. Oops. I fell asleep last night and didn't do what I was supposed to do with those bowls. Not the end of the world. I got enough for 2 full days. Maybe even 3. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. Don's fast today. There's Ruby. Well, we wouldn't think anything of it, but it's breezy, and that's not so normal for first thing in the morning. It's like 5 to 10. A little bit of a breeze. I just commenting on the breeze. We don't normally come out in the morning and it be breezy before sunup.
Yeah, but there's a little bit.
There is definitely a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah.
Well, mostly they were saying we might have gusts, not sustained wind, but gusts to 35. That's no big deal. Then I heard south and east of Raleigh gusts to 45. That got my attention. That would probably still be okay. Hopefully not the 45 here. We'll just have to keep an eye on the track as it crosses Florida and comes up the coast. As a preventative measure, Don did start Jules charging to 90%. He had bumped her back down to her normal 50% now that I'm not driving her every day, but just in case. Good morning, Ruby. Well, I do have autopilot this morning. It had come back for most of the day yesterday after the initial message saying the cameras needed calibration and removing it. I was able to snag an appointment with Tesla for Monday morning at 8:30. Somebody must have canceled. However, that's pretty much horrible for us because it's a teacher work day and we don't have to be on the road that morning. And I guess I'm going to play it by ear today and see if I get the message again. It's still within reasonable time to cancel that appointment. Like I said, I was really surprised it wasn't 2 or 3 weeks out. And so I snagged it knowing that I could cancel within 24 hours. I don't know exactly for a Monday morning first thing. You know, they're open Saturdays until noon, the service department. So I think it's noon. So I don't know. I won't be on the road tomorrow, and it's not weather related, but it works out good for us. It's also a work day. I guess this is, I don't know why we have Friday and Monday off. It's partly the Wake County School and partly the college. So, but I won't complain tomorrow about not being on the road since we have the potential for rain and gusty winds moving in. We'll see. Keeping an eye on it. That's all I was trying to tell you. It's intermittent. So Johnny and I just listened to the WRAL forecast. I think it was either from 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. So tomorrow around lunchtime would be the heaviest rain bands for us and would be the heaviest winds for us. We might see a wind gust of 50 mile an hour. Shouldn't see anything over 50, and still calling for 2 to 5 inches, which is, you know, 2 inches is nothing for us and 5 inches is kind of getting up there, but still shouldn't cause significant flooding here. However, in the mountains they're expecting 6+ inches, and that could be a, you know, more intense flooding situation for them. So I don't know, at 50 mile an hour, that is not a crate the cat situation. That might mean there's a couple of things that'll get blown around that I want to move or that I'll be picking up after. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Last time we had sustained gusts in the, you know, tropical gusts in the 50-mile-per-hour range was in 2016 when Dawn and I got married. Hurricane Matthew, and we had that tree that ended up kind of half sideways in the front yard. One gust caught it and it was sort of leaning afterward, and Dawn and JB ended up having to take it out. So it, you know, it just depends. I was happier when they were saying max gust was 35. So Johnny said the tree was from 2018 when Florence came through, and he also pointed out that I happened to be filming out in the front yard when that tree got a downburst of wind and sort of went sideways. So anyway, all I was trying to say is there's a big difference between gusts at 35 and gusts at 50, and I want them to be wrong about the gusts at 50. Yeah, it's quite convenient for us that we have a teacher work day tomorrow. The college and the county school, the high school, are both off. And they call it something different for the college, but you get the gist. Because of, you know, the current forecast, they would absolutely not be sending the buses out tomorrow. So it's just convenient. We don't have any worries. We'll be at home. And, you know, that's good. We won't have to try to be on the road during that tomorrow. No reason to be. So I witnessed several cars this morning changing lanes too aggressively, meaning there wasn't really a reasonable stopping distance. Startling drivers. It happened to me twice today. Basically, I was in the right lane. Someone in the left lane wasn't moving fast enough for them. They inserted themselves to come in front of me to pass the vehicle on the left. You know, very quickly, like coming up quickly in traffic and doing that. And I guess my point about this is it was worse today than normal because it was not just one incident, but multiple incidents. And the one felt really close, so I didn't appreciate it at all. But my point about it is that I see that kind of impatience with drivers out there on the road all the time. And I wonder what is going on with these people. And the one car got in front of me, then got in front of the other car, then got in the right lane again, then got in the left lane. I mean, they were basically just doing that down the road. And unless, I don't know, if their wife was having a baby, that's not very safe driving to get to the hospital. And, you know, I mean, there are a couple cases where I would understand why people would do that. But I think this was just be late or leave earlier. Don't drive like that. But there's an article from TeslaModelXJourney about the GM Cruise robo-taxis in San Francisco. The article title is Causing Some Headaches for Drivers. And I haven't read the whole article, but I read over half of it, 2/3 of it. And basically, and I had heard already in the EV news chatter that a few of these vehicles were stopped and due to some, I'm going to say software error. I don't think it was a hardware error. And it took about 20 minutes for somebody to come and retrieve them and get them out of the way and whatever had to happen. And I just wanted to say that, I mean, I guess it makes for a good headline. And it is GM after all. But this is going to happen. And people have got to be more patient. And it's not the end of the world if a vehicle is stopped for 20 minutes in city traffic and people are having to go around it or it needs to be recovered. I mean, should we try to avoid that? Yes. Is it going to happen? It is. Is it going to ever happen to a Tesla when we have a robo-taxi? Probably. And you know, for the progress of trying to get this software going, can we not, as regular drivers on the road, have some patience? And I know the public is, you know, people like me are just interested to hear how it's going. I basically said to myself, well, thank God it's happened to them first. I think was the thought that I had, which does not mean that I don't think that it's possible to happen to a Tesla robo-taxi when we get that far. But I don't know. There's just so much impatience out there, and I don't think everyone is sold on this technology. Figuring it out is going to be, has benefits. It's going to be good. There's reasons why it could be good. You know, lots of older people have to get to medical appointments, and if we have secure transportation for them that doesn't require them driving when they shouldn't, or other people having to take time off from work to take them, that they could get in a robotaxi and get where they're going safely, efficiently, and it not cost too much. I mean, I think we should be patient to try to help this technology, and that's just one example. So, I don't know. On the one, you know, mostly I was just thinking it's like, let's not do clickbaity titles. I think that 100 times a day. And let's be a little patient out there with these vehicles. They're going to have hiccups. Or was someone delusioned to think that they would not have hiccups? I don't know. Patience. I'm preaching patience this morning. I'll try to be patient myself today. It all depends on what it is. Most of the time I'm patient. There are a couple things, even for me, though, that will cause me to be frustrated. So, Ruby behaved totally normal this morning. I typically would expect problems when there's more sunlight. And in the middle of the day, it just seems to be that way, whether that is, you know, there's no causal relationship there that's been established. It's just happen chance, right? Not proven that the sunlight and the time of day is necessarily a factor in whatever the problem is. But I'll be keeping an eye out. And I've got to scoot because it's Michelle's shopping day and we got to get her walk in, and I've got a couple of things to try to fit in at the house. So I need to get on down the road. Well, I'm in traffic with the midnight silver metallic Model X that I often see in the morning. It looked like there was a boo-boo on the lower black plastic in the back of the car near the trailer hitch compartment. Ruby did fine coming through the construction zone on the FSD beta. This direction works. It's the other direction where it's closer to the old stoplight that seems to cause the issue. Although with cameras that shouldn't be an issue, but I don't know. Neither of our cars has really been able to manage it. Brand new Model Y. I'm back on parallel to Main Street, Fuquay. There's often a Model Y in front of this historic house here on the left too. But not this morning, but it tends to park right there. Or maybe it's this historic house. Anyway, must have gone to work today. I just got out of autopilot to take the side street because I wanted, or this older part of Main Street, because I wanted my watch to be spinning Pokestops, getting red Pokeballs. We've got Ruby because Jules is still finishing up charging to 90%. Should be done by 11 when we go to shoulder or peak, or when the electricity rate bumps up. But Don says he's going to let her finish regardless. She should be close. It's getting breezier.
Yeah.
The sun's gone in, and
Yep, it is. I'm a little cool.
it's a bit nippy. We've got on jackets, but it's
I wish I had a little heavier on.
upper 50s. It's a little, yeah. I was telling Don I feel bad for Michelle. They have all their Halloween stuff out in the front yard, the inflatables and everything, and this seems to happen to Michelle every year. They put it out, they get it all set up, then they have to drag it into the garage for one of these storms, and then they have to put it all back out again. I really feel for her. Although I guess the second time is not as long as the first time, but still. Dang. It's some pretty steady wind gusts right now, and it ain't even got cranking here good yet. No ground crew this morning. I think they're counting on the kids not playing tonight. I wanted to blow the driveway yesterday, but I just didn't get around to it. And with all the wind we're having, it would just look like this morning again anyway. So we talked to JB and all is good. They had at most an inch of rain, and they still have power, and they have a bunch of leaves to clean out of the pool. I think it's honestly going to be worse here. If we get 2 to 5 inches of rain and 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So we'll see. Hopefully not. I prefer him to have the glory as long as there's no damage. Hey girl.
Good morning. You got a present for
I
me?
do. We each were twins. We each have one. There were 2. Sorry you couldn't have them both. Isn't he pretty cool?
Yes.
And it's heavy too.
Yes, it
Just
has
for
a lot of weight
yeah,
to
it's not hollow resin.
It's
I think it's plastic and not cement, but it's heavy.
Actually, it looks almost Disney. Almost.
He's pretty cool.
Yes.
So what do you have for your lounge fly today?
It's a
Oh.
Betsy Johnson purse.
Oh, okay.
I found-
It's a mummy cat and skeletons. I like it. It's very cute.
And I found at TJ Maxx, and then
Uh-huh.
I got these too. These are Toms.
Oh my God, those are adorable. I like them. I love them. Those are great.
I love TJ Maxx.
The only problem with that is an Ewok doggy costume is that it's too small for Jarvis. Well, you just need a puppy.
Right? Do you think Wyatt, my kitty cat, would appreciate it?
Well, you could put one of your stuffed animals. You could dress up a stuffed animal in a costume. It's about that size.
You think it's a horse leaving a big duty?
I don't know. We were trying to decide if it was a horse or a crab. We've already had a power blip. It came back on, sort of. Uh-oh.
We need our stuff.
We need to be able to
Check out.
pay. We can't. It can't happen. So for my friend that quilts, I got lots of nice Halloween fabrics here today, and then this whole thing is full of various squares, and that's full of various squares. There's some nice choices today. Yeah, so apparently we're on backup power and we have to pay with cash, but Michelle and I think we're good, so we're gonna keep on shopping. Look at what I found. It's a Harry Potter sweatshirt for like a Build-A-Bear, probably. I don't know. I didn't look at it. You'll have to see. But you're gonna need this too. Am I letting you take that? I guess I am. She likes these guys. What are they again? They're Klepto cats. Well, there's a few new good ones. Let's look. Oh, Michelle. Oh my God, there's another one. There's another one. Oh, he's cute. He's really cute.
I don't know. Do you want him for yourself?
I better not. Don already has to take stuffed animals on and off the bed more than he wants. I don't know what Strange Planet is, but that's cool. Oh, that thing that I found Connor, those action figures that one time. Way cool.
Oh my God.
I guess they put a few new things in the stuffies. We haven't seen a stuffy we wanted in so long. It's nuts. Well, there's a Pete the cat from Kohl's, but I already have a couple of Petes. So, well, we may have to go over to Little Angel to look at the bins over there. Oh, there's another one. Another Klepto cat. Well, they just lost the backup power too. That is not good. I don't want to go to the front of the store for safety reasons. Well, we wanted that to be the daily pink find for Ariel, but it's an extra small, and even Ariel can't get into that anymore. Dang it. And the power came back on. We were in line to check out, pay cash, leave, and it came back on, so we're shopping again. Yes. And what you know, following the saga of my broken French white dish, they had the exact one today for $6, and I haven't bought any Corelle in a long time, and I like that pattern. Don may not love the square rectangular shape, but I like the hot fall colors. Well, it's 1:30 and I am on time to get Johnny for sure. Let's see what Ruby says. She says I'm going to get there at 2. I don't have to pick him up till 2:25, so I'll probably be in St. Monica's parking lot for a few minutes. We had an excellent time, minus the scare about the power outage. Hang on a minute. Ragweed is out. That's that yellow weed flower along the side of the road. It's plenty pretty, but it doesn't get along good with my nose at all. And it's everything. The wind today, I think, is really blowing all that stuff up. Sometimes I sneeze more in the fall than in the spring. I'm feeling, well, cold virus-wise today, but yeah, the ragweed, I can tell. Anyway, we had a good time, minus the little scare about the power outage and not being able to see for a little bit. So if they have partial power, they'll let you continue to shop. But if they totally lose the lights, which they did for a while, for safety reasons, we had to come up front and get in the checkout line, because near the windows up at the front you can see, right? But anyway, then it came back on. We heard that somebody hit a power pole in town. There was a car accident, and that's what caused the lights to go off. Seems likely. I mean, it's not that windy here. It's 25-mile-per-hour gusts, and it's possible a tree came down. But they said it was an accident on Main Street, and that was what caused it. So, sounds about right. Well, I'm headed on campus to get Johnny. I had about 10 minutes to play Pokemon at St. Monica's. Weather's about the same out here. It's gusty and 70 degrees and cloudy. There was quite a bit of chat in the Pokemon group in Fuquay about the power outage. And not storm related, but happening during, you know, the pre-storm buildup. Johnny should be very relieved to be picked up today and not have to come downtown tomorrow because of the teacher work day, so that's good. At this time, we will be going back out for Taekwondo tonight. So we just went past John Heister Chevrolet, where they had the Rivian truck a few weeks ago, and they have a red Model Y for sale out front, parked next to the Roadster. Sorry, I missed a picture of it, but y'all guys all know what a red Model Y looks like. The cheese stuffed bacon wrapped chicken breasts are ready for dinner tonight. I've got bacon in the oven. I'm cooking 2 pounds of bacon. I've got pork hamburger stuff here for nachos and Johnny's stuffed mushrooms, and just making sure we've got a little bit of food pre-cooked, ready to go. Jules is sitting at 90%. I just unplugged. With potential winds and power outages, we don't leave the cars plugged in. Ruby will get charged after Taekwondo. I brought in my most fragile things from the yard, things that a pine cone, acorn, branch, even small one coming down could destroy. My Halloween guys are over here. I think that's all I'm going to bring in or take down. I might set over the 2 tall chairs in the backyard in a little while. Don is charging one of the Ego batteries here, and I think he plugged in the Nexus power station, because that's a small battery, but he has the Nexus power station plugged in, so we'll have that ready to bring in the house to power the cable modem, the TV, the DVR, and that kind of stuff. My Balder, my little power station that powers the couch and the phones and my computer and stuff is already charged up and ready to go. I can always, if I see something is not going well during the day tomorrow, obviously come out and address it. And I'm doing a little extra cooking I normally wouldn't do this time of day. Hey, buddy. Hi. He got a little frisky. You should have seen him run a while ago. I'm taking Johnny to Taekwondo. I was surprised there are middle-aged school kids playing ball on the fields over at South Park. It's currently 65 out there, and we're having about the same level of winds now we've had all day. I'd say 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts at this point. Sounds like our forecast for tomorrow hasn't changed much. Still 2 to 5 inches, still wind gusts possible to 50 mile an hour, still flash flooding. They're not upplaying the tornado risk, but that is a possibility, which is pretty much a possibility with every tropical storm that comes through. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I got all my cooking done, and I think we're as prepped as we want to be. We do have enough crates to try to crate up all of the cats in an emergency, but 50 mile an hour is not across my threshold for needing, you know, it'd be more harm than good trying to isolate them for an extended period of time. So won't be doing that. We'll be keeping an extra eye on them, and of course I'll be home to do that, so it'll be fine. I'm just wore out, just tired. I'm glad we're not up at 5:30 and not on the road again tomorrow. That'll be a pleasant break. Don and I talked it over, and since I had autopilot consistently all day today, I am not going to close my service ticket, but I am going to go in and bump it out to whatever available date they have, 2 or 3 weeks from now. That way we can sort of monitor if it comes back. And you know, if I go a whole week and it still have autopilot, then maybe we change our minds and we close it. But Don, instead of closing it, Don suggested just pushing it out in the future so we can free up the urgent spot Monday. Somebody might really need that spot. I can't, you know, if I go up there and I'm not currently having an alert, which I'm not, then that's going to be hard for them to deal with, right? They're going to check everything, and I think it's going to show that it's okay. So plus we're off also, work day on Monday we're off, so we don't want to drive up there with Ruby on a day when we will be able to sleep in, and that's just too important to us, and especially given the fact that it seems to be intermittent. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You know, before I would never go multiple drives like today and it not fail again for me. So whatever's going on this time, just on top of the fact that it was a different message, it's also not as solid of a failure. And it could have just been a glitch, because the little screen did reboot yesterday right before it came back. So anyway, Johnny's gonna go to Taekwondo, and I'm gonna call into Triangle Tesla while he's in there, the bi-weekly virtual meetup.